Hey everyone, and welcome back to my summer car. We will be working on getting this thing started this episode. I'm pretty excited to give this a shot. Sure, our radiator is going through our front end, so is our battery, but I'm sure it will run just fine. Now, let's get started with some finishing details so that we can get this thing tuned up and prepped to turn over for the first time. And now, what I want to do is, let's see, what do we got over here? We got the steering wheel, probably important. But I think outside is yes, I threw the dashboard out here a while back. And I want to put this on and some instruments. Mainly so I can see RPM of the engine, so I can see the idling speed and where that's at. And that's kind of an important little tidbit of information to know in the long run. I left my toolbox on the underside when we were tightening up the gear linkage last episode. That's where we ended off. So we'll just kind of hop inside here with a toolbox. Let's start with a 9. What was that? What was I about to unscrew / screw in? That screwed in. That screwed in. And that's the ignition. Alright, it might not be a 9. It might be something else. Something smaller, maybe? I don't know if that's automatically screwed in or not. Let's just find what this one bolt is, because obviously the other one should match. In theory, you never know with this stuff. So we'll tighten that up, and there we go. Actually, no, that was tightened in. So it looks like we only had to tighten that one extra one. Not a major deal. All right, we'll just hop out of the car, grab the dashboard meters. All right, and that looks to be a very small one. So we'll start probably at the 5 and work our way up from there. So 5 didn't work, we'll have to try a 6. There we go. We'll just tighten this up. I might turn on the light in the garage. Even though it is morning / daytime, it does look a little dark on my screen. So let's just, there we go. Maybe you guys can see a little bit better now. So beyond that, there is the RPM gauge. We don't need the clock. I don't really care what time it is. It doesn't really matter. So pop that in and take a look at what might need to screw in there. I'm just glad we can clip straight through the dashboard. You know, if you could do this in real life, you could probably save yourself a lot of time with a lot of things, being able to just go through walls. So there is 1 and 2 for the RPM. So now that we can see how this thing is idling, the idling speed, because that's very important. Otherwise, it will stall out. I actually went through this just now recently with my car. I have a Toyota, and I replaced the alternator, and what that does is it kind of resets some of my electronics, and so it doesn't idle correctly anymore. It took a while for the electronics to catch back up. Steering wheel, probably important. We'll just stick that on there in case we decide to back her up. And it should just, up. There we go. Still the game of almost. That seems to be what my summer car is, beyond just a drinking simulator / car driving simulator here. Oh, there we go. So we got the steering wheel on. Let's see, the brakes probably pretty important, so we'll throw that in here as well. There we go, and it should just slap right in there. I have to move the toolbox to the side a little bit and go back to the smaller bolts here so that we can actually tighten these. There we go. Now this handbrake, of course, is going to be useful for us to stop the car, and hopefully we will have brakes and everything as well to assist with that, but you never quite know. Okay, so the handbrake is on. Let's give it a test. Okay, so that is working. Here is our gear shift. pretty important piece, this one. Whoa, okay. Not really the best way to grab it. Let's grab it like this so I can get it vertical there. Alright. Just what I wanted to see. These ones look even smaller. Wow, that's a... Is it a 6? Yep, they're 6s. Okay. I'll just tighten that down real quick. Now, what we're going to have to do is fill our engine up with some fluids so that we can test this. Enter driving mode. I don't think I can without a seat yet. Alright, now over here, this is our little gas tank. We'll just pop the lid on it. And I believe this starts with just a little bit of gas to speak of here. So we'll just try to pour this in. There we go. So we're going to get about a drop in there. But it's good enough. Here is the front seat. I won't care about the other seats this episode. I mean, it's not like I have anyone else to drive with, and keeping weight low could be to our advantage. So let's get to a better angle on that. There we go. Let's take a look. Now, the bolts should be in the corners here. So let's grab our toolbox. Let's bring this outside. It's a little bit easier to work with when I can clip through the floor. Alright, spanner 9. And, oh, there we go. Good guess on that one. Half this game is luck when it comes to guessing on the bolts here until you've done it a couple times, and then you probably kind of start to remember what things are. This is my first car, so I don't really know it all. Let's come down here. Here is the handbrake going to... Oh, we got some extra bolts here that looks like I did not tighten down. I don't know if the brake lines are fully attached or not. That's something I'm going to have to look at if we decide to move the car. But I think right now, it should be fine. I mean, we're just starting it up more so than anything. So we got the seat, we got the puddles, we got brakes, we got some dashboard indicators. Let's go grab some fluids out of the van. We pre-bought some of these at an earlier episode. So let's just pop this open. We're going to need some motor oil. This will be great. So we'll just drop that there. And then we are going to need some coolant. Help keep this thing nice and running. There we go. And then I think we need 3 bottles of this brake fluid. When I bought it, it was brake fluid / gear fluid, or transmission fluid. I forget how they labeled it, but I'm pretty sure that's what we need for those small little cylinders in there. So we'll just grab 3 of these. And I'm just sprinting. They added a little sprint into the game, which is a nice little addition. As, you know, moving super slowly is fine, as it does, you know, give purpose to having a car and driving. But I think this speed at all times is a little too much. But having this little sprint is pretty much perfect. So, what I want to do, clutch master cylinder. We shall release that. And fill this up. Hopefully. There we go. Cool. And I'm pretty sure it, no matter what, takes just one of these bottles. So let's undo this. This is the brake master cylinder. Luckily, we do have brake fluid. And gotta find that sweet spot. It's a little glitchy, but you know, with a little bit of aim, you can, you know, do your best. There we go. So that's number 2 out of 3. Perfect. Oh, no. Tighten that back on. Now to get the third and final of these little cylinders here. There we go. Brake fluid. Boop. Turn it upside down. And just like that, that'll fill up just like the rest. Now we just have the radiator full of some coolant. That's what we need to do next. So we'll just undo this little tap and do that one back on so it's actually nice and sealed. Here is the coolant. Tip that upside down. There we go. So hopefully this will prevent our engine from overheating and prevent it from exploding in my face, because that's not something I really want to happen. I'm pretty sure the save would be over and then I have to start over and spend a whole bunch of time just to get this car back to this spot. However, the front nose would actually be repaired, so the upsides versus the downsides, you guys would have to wear that yourself, because I think right now, at least the car would look cooler. Actually, let's tighten that back on and pull off the rocker cover. This is where you put your oil. If I can find... Oh, I don't want to rock the car too much. Come on. You jerk, get in there. Okay, don't move, don't breathe, because it could stop working. Okay. So decent amount of oil. I don't know if there's anything that we had to do, maybe make a mixture or something, but as far as I know, I only saw motor oil. It is the 10W40, which is a pretty standard kind of vehicle motor oil. A lot of cars use that. I think my car uses the 10W40 if I think about it. Do I have to put anything in the air intake? Nope. Okay, there we go. Tighten that down. Oh, right. I think we can give the thing a test start. So, oh boy, here we go. Okay, so start it up. You can see our RPM right there. It does fall. Most cars idle between about 750 RPM and 1000. So the fact that this is kind of dropping, actually it's kind of stable. So let's hop out real quick. I want to try and increase this meter a little bit. It's a little low, and to do that, what you got to do is you got to find a screwdriver, and your air intake here, this little bolt dictates how much is going, how much air is getting into the engine in essence. And so we will just turn this little screw a little bit. Pretty cool to see the fan belt moving though, or alternator belt in that case. Okay, and is that better? I think that's better. It's just slightly below 1000, but in fact, you know, let's do a click or so back. It's a little finicky, it's a little touchy, but I think that's a good spot. Our temperature looks pretty good as well. Well, tell you what, why don't we stick it in reverse? Oh my God, we're moving! Now the reverse is acting a little funky, and our brakes are kind of bad, but it's working. Oh, okay, well, we just stalled it. Okay, so reverse is a problem. I don't know why. That sounds like a transmission issue to me, considering it's not going into first quite right. I think that bolt's undone. I need to do that. Okay, so we have a few things to work towards. Let's grab a little bit of a hearty lunch of hot dog. So let's start this up again, put it back into the garage. We got it running, which is great, and the idling speed looked pretty spot on. And it returned to a decent idle. Okay. There we go. Steering wheel works. Let's make sure we're gonna careen off the side here. That looks pretty good. And we'll just pull the e-brake at that point. Yeah, I mean, it's smoking a little bit. It doesn't sound the best. But, I mean, it's running. Hopefully it's not going to overheat. Let's just double check our temperature gauge a little bit there. It's working fine. How about our blinkers? Do we got blinkers? No, I haven't installed any lights on this thing yet. They're still on the table. Let's put this in neutral and just, you know what? I'm gonna just lower the RPM just a hair. Let's see. Because I don't want it to be at 1,000. I just want it to be slightly down there. I can't tell if I'm increasing it or lowering it at this point. We're doing it so slowly. Basically one click at a time here. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Let's try the opposite direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 clicks just because I went the other direction previously. Nah, doesn't seem to affect it much. Let's just make sure it still starts. Okay, it is off. Oh yeah, it purrs. Temperature gauge is starting to rise though. It's fine as long as it doesn't really go past the halfway mark. Looks okay to me. Alright, we'll just turn that off. Now, it could be running into issues backing up because the front end is damaged, and it might be messing with the gears. There's a whole lot of things wrong with it. There is a repair shop in the game, so I might want to look into bringing it in for repairs. That looks on bolt 2. I think none of these lines are really done up, so let's find this real quick. Where is that brake line? Is it this? Yeah, that's what it is. So just gotta find the right screw real quick. It should all be the same. Let's try the 8. Oh, nope, not lucky number 8, 9. No, it can't be a 10. It's a little large, you think? Did I skip over one? Did I skip over the 7? Yeah, I did. Well, there we go. Okay, so we'll tighten that down. Same thing on the other side. Just reach in here and find it. There it is. So that is good. Now, I think there was a bolt down here that we didn't tighten either. Is it that? I can't tell. I really can't tell, but there is that bolt there, which looks to be needing some love. This one might be an 8. Take a look at it. No. Uthris, you should probably take your toolbox with you wherever you go. Yes, I probably should. Let's take that down there. And try the 9. 9's no good either. Does that work on that bolt? Nope. And we're starting to get that bug noise. I'm going to take a dip in the sauna here in a moment. Nope, nope. Try and 11. Well, that's for those. Not that. Any other strange bolts that aren't really done up? who knows? Because if we're going to take this thing on a trip, we're going to have to do it right. Okay, so this is a 5. Okay, I really wish there was a faster way to stand back up from the medium crouch than going all the way down. I know squats, doing squats is pretty good for you and working out, but this is getting a little ridiculous to do. Oh boy, sometimes you just have to go through them all. And there we go. So, okay, so that is actually already tightened down. So we're good there. I think we're good. So, do I put on the body? The bonnet, air filter? You know, let's grab the air filter. We can stick this on. Make sure that's not going to interfere with our idling speed at all, because that does affect the airflow a little bit. Now, need our toolbox. Uthris, you got to remember to bring that with you now. Okay, I about killed myself with a car. That happened. So the car is hanging off the pit. So let's try getting in it. Okay. Shift it into first. Give it some gas. This is real. Oh no, I don't think. Shut it off. Shoot, how did that happen? Alright, let's just try this and hope for the best. Okay, there we go. How's the front end? The front end looks close enough. Let's just kind of recenter this a little bit there. I don't know why the toolbox decided to betray me and almost kill me, but it almost did. That's fine. Okay, now we can tighten down that air filter. Okay, not quite that one. Nope, still not quite. Alright, there we go. And I think it's really only 2 bolts on this. Do I have to undo the top there at all? Is there anything else from what we can see? No. Sweet, we have a fully built engine. We have a running car. Albeit, it's a beater. You know, it's not perfect. So let us take this toolbox. We'll just throw it in the back. Back here. There we go. And also, probably a car jack. In case anything bad happens. And we will try to go to the repair shop real quick and see if they have anything to say about this thing, because I hope they can get some of the dents out of it. Alright, now we live out here, kind of on the peninsula of the lake. The repair shop, I don't know where the repair shop is. Is it in Lape, or is it here? So if we go down, make a left, straight across, is that the repair shop, or is that, I know it's not on this road. We've been down that road enough. Let's get a drink real quick. And check what time it is. By looking at the glorious sun that is not in the sky anymore. Okay, well, I think what we'll do is save, because saving is important. There we go. Saving, saving, saving. Continue. Go through a loud banging noise, because that's how this game loads for some reason. Oh, just like that. Perfect. I think it has to do with me breaking the windshield a while back. Let us go on our first little adventure and hope I don't die. I really hope I don't die. Okay. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, so I think the air intake kind of messed with the airflow a little bit. So let us take a look just real quick here. Oh wow, you can see the pistons moving and everything. So we'll just mess with the bolt just real quick. Okay, I think that's good. About 900 RPM or so. Alright, sticker in reverse. And stall. That's normal. Get to 2,000 RPM and it just stalls out. That's fine as long as you tap it. It's like missing a gear or something. I don't know what it's doing, but it sounds not great. Okay. Another stall. You know what? Let's just go forward. Let's not go forward. Okay, why is it stalling? It's just straight up stalling on me. Let's see, can it be the oil filter? Is that not fully done up? Is the electronics? Something is wrong. I don't know what. Oh. Let's see, let's try fully releasing the oil filter. Oh, that's progress. Oh my god, we're driving! Oh my goodness, we're driving. We're on the road, our wonderful fuzzy dice shaking in the breeze. We're in third. We're not stalling right now. Temperature gauge looks good. Fuel is really bad, and our brakes are really bad as well. In fact, we might have to drive into town and get gas before we do this. Tell you what, we might have to do that in the next episode because it's already 30 minutes or so and it's stalling again. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We got to drive a whole 100 feet away from the house before the car decided to say no. If you guys enjoyed today's episode of My Summer Car, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more creative goodness. Go ahead and hit that like button so I know you want to see more, and I hope we can repair this thing soon. So, until then, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.